Hello, Year 12. I wanted to add this video to this email because I wanted to say personally how hugely impressed I've been with your work ethic and your positive attitude during this really difficult time. I know it's not easy, and I know that some of you are finding the workload difficult, and managing that at home is quite hard. I know personally, with my children and looking after them and trying to work, it isn't easy. So I really appreciate all of the hard work that you're doing. And I really hope that you're kind of managing to find a routine and that you're kind of keeping on top of everything. If you're not, and the things are getting on top of you and it's a bit of a struggle, you're not alone. We're all having days like that. So please do get in contact with me or your form tutor or a teacher at school who you kind of feel close to, and let us know if the work's too much or if it's all getting a little bit much. It's absolutely fine. We'll do what we can to support you. We may not be here physically, but we are still here for you. The purpose of this email is I've collated a lot of information regarding your university application and how you might start researching that in the coming weeks. I've split it into different subheadings. I'm just looking at my notes down here, so that apologies if I keep looking down. So we start off with independent study. Now I put this in because I know you're all working independently, but because of work experience being cancelled this year, there are some really good resources on here to show that you go above and beyond your A level in terms of your course. So I've already sent out the Future Learn and the EtonX programs, but I've added them on here as well. There's some webinars from a couple of different universities. There's a UCAS called Skate Group, Learning in Lockdown. Speakers for Schools, these are some really inspirational talks. Some of them are starting this week, so please make sure that you click on and see if there's any of those that you're interested in. And TED Talks as well. Some of the best personal statements I've read have talked about TED Talks and how they've become inspired by a particular speaker or a particular topic. So just because you haven't been able to physically do your work experience this year, there are lots of different ways to show that you are passionate about the topic, and you've got an interest in the kind of wider reading around that subject, whichever your subject may be. The next subheading comes under which university, which course. Now this one, I've added a reference to Mrs. Reed's email that she sent out on the 22nd of April. Now she's been sending you some fantastic resources, some of which I've added to this email. So please make sure that you have a look through that, because virtual open days aren't new. They've been running for a few years now, but they're also, under the particular circumstances, they're probably going to be used more than ever. I've also added a link to the UCAS website, so looking at different types of university, different types of courses, this is a really good starting place, and would be the starting place had we been in school this half term. There is also some webinars from Lancaster University. Now you may want to explore beyond Lancaster University. There are different ones, and I've added some of us on here, but I was really impressed with the programme from Lancaster University that they'd put together, so I've added a couple on. One is about open days and applying for university, and there's another one called What and Where to Study. You need to log in and sign up to these, but the feedback that I've had has been really positive. So if you do access these, then please let me know what your experience was like, and then we can move forward with those. The next subheading is personal statements. Now it is quite early to be starting to write personal statements, but it's never too early to be thinking about personal statements. We would normally kind of start you writing your personal statements in June, July, and Miss Clark is very kindly putting some work together on Teams for you. which you'll find in the coming weeks, different activities. And I've also put a webinar on there, which is on the 20th of May. And that's a webinar, again, from Lancaster University about personal statements. So that might be something that you look into. The next is competitive applications. So those of you that are interested in studying medicine, or you're an Oxbridge applicant, please have a look under these. There are some helpful links about medicine and also applying to Oxford and Cambridge. And the final subheading is employment, because obviously I'm aware that not all of you are going to apply to university. Mrs. Reed has sent out some fantastic resources, and I've put a couple of links on there to get you thinking. What I would like you to do is don't do this all at once. For a start, there's loads of stuff on there. I do not want you to feel overwhelmed by it. I just want you to kind of spend some time each week having a look through and starting to research. And if you can feed back to me or your form tutors, what you're discovering or what questions you have, then please do. This is a really important process, and I have no doubt whatsoever that Mrs. Reed and I, with our wealth of experience, will support you to having the best UCAS applications possible. But at the moment, these are kind of resources, and it really is in your hands now to kind of have a look through these. I don't expect you to do all of it. I don't expect you to go to every webinar. I don't expect you to go to every open day, but I would be expecting you to spending some time every week just having a look through. In the meantime, if you need us, again, just get in touch, and we're really missing you, and we can't wait to see you again very soon. Okay, I've got a 2-year-old banging on the door, so I'm going to log out now. Take care, hopefully see you soon. Bye.